Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Dave, aka the Costume Kid, and today we're going to be making a Boba Fett costume. So this is a much requested costume. I posted that poll video a little while back and I got the message. But because she told me to, this costume was first requested by my math teacher, Mrs. Dosh. She told me to give her a shout out and to have her head pop up in a circle. I don't know. There you go. There's your shout out. So this is a pretty big detailed costume to do, but I'm super excited for it. I love Star Wars, as you know, so let's do this. So like usual, the first thing is the base clothes that I bought. The base of his clothes underneath are just gray clothes, so that's what I bought. I have this gray long sleeve shirt here. This is about $2. And then these gray pants right here. They match pretty well. I actually already had these pants, but they'd probably only be a couple bucks. And then he's got kind of like a lighter tan chest piece kind of that he wears, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I do have this tan shirt just in case. This is only another $1. And then all the other details, shoulder pads, the helmet, everything else can be cardboard or craft foam, cut, spray painted, glued, you know, and glued on here. Okay, cut off the sleeves, and now we are ready to glue all the like armor panels things on there. So there's a ton of little dark green plates all around it, so I'm just gonna cut those out of some craft foam and glue them onto it. Alright, I have got all of my little foam pieces cut out. They're looking perfect, except they're not quite the right color. The green craft foam I've got here is a little bit too light. It needs to be a bit darker, so I'm just gonna take some spray paint and spray paint them real quick. Okay, so while those are drying, we're going to switch gears a little bit and work on the shoulder pads and knee pads. So he just has some small little orange shoulder pads and knee pads, and I think I'm just gonna make those out of some craft foam. And unfortunately, I don't have any orange craft foam either, so we're gonna spray paint it. Alright, that is it for these cool little foam plates, and now moving on. Okay, so now that this chest piece is all good and finished, we can move on to his belts. So he has a brown belt with like 8 pouches on it, and then he has another red belt which just looks like ropes. But for the brown belt, I have this nice thick brown belt here. I actually just used this on Han Solo, and I think it looks pretty nice. It has all these little dots on them, but we can cover those up with the pouches. Alright, so I'm just measuring out the belt here. I want the buckle to be in the back so you don't see anything. And then I have the middle here of mine, just off of my measurements. And then there's going to be 4 pouches on this side and 4 pouches on this side. Okay, we have finished our belt with the 8 pouches on it. These were pretty cool, a little bit time consuming. They're mainly just a cardboard base with a nice foam piece over top of them, and I think they look pretty nice. So now we're just gonna spray paint this belt brown, and let's move on to his red belt, which is pretty much just a bunch of red ropes. Alright, so I have this yellow plastic rope thing that I've used on other projects before, and I have this idea on how to make this belt. So I'm going to lay down some red duct tape, and then on the sticky side of that, I'm going to cut and place down a few of these ropes here, and then place another piece of red duct tape on top of that, so it will basically just sandwich the ropes in between, and I think it'll look pretty good. Okay, now that you've got this nice strip, I think this turned out pretty cool. I put a little Velcro on both sides so that you can just wear it and Velcro it like that. It's a nice looking belt. Okay, getting into some of the more detail pieces off of his belts, he does have a cod piece that he wears, and I think I'm just gonna make that out of some EVA floor mat foam. which is this stuff. Okay, here it is, finished up, and we can paint this with the same dark green color spray paint that we did on the armor. All right, next up is Boba Fett's gauntlets, and I have this idea. I think I'm gonna use some solo cups, cut a hole in them so I can stick my arm through them, and then just build off of them with cardboard or foam, you know, the usual, and make it look like it. Oh yeah. All right, see, I've got like the basic shape here, and I'm liking it right now, but there is just a ton of different details on this thing, so feel free to play around with it, make it your own. You can use whatever different items you have around the house. I have, of course, my big old junk box here that I can pull from for random details, and just feel free to have some fun with it, you know, do whatever you want. Okay, I think I finished the first one. This took a while. I really got into all the little details in it, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Well, it looks really crazy right now, but after it's all spray painted, I think it'll look pretty cool. All right, these things are finally done. These, in some ways, are my favorite part of the costume. They look kind of crazy right now, but they were super fun to make. And just remember, have fun with it, make it your own. These are not totally accurate by any means, so just have some fun with it. And now it's time to spray paint these maroon. Alright, now it is time to work on Boba Fett's jetpack. I'm going to build it all off of the piece of cardboard, not attach the shirt, and then in the end, we can attach it to the shirt after it's done. Alright guys, it's been a little while, and, well, I finished the jetpack. So, let me walk you through this, because before it's painted here, you can actually tell what everything is. Well, right now, this base is mostly cardboard. There's a Gatorade bottle in here just for support and for me to build off of. These are two cardboard tubes. They're part of this thing. And then there's two water bottles in here, mainly just so you can see the tops, and then covered in cardboard. These little booster things are just some markers, ping pong balls, and some little plastic shot glasses here. Use those a lot on this, got them at the dollar store. And this thing is a combination of some big cups and then those little shot glasses to kind of make this hourglass shape, and then this cone on the top is just a piece of cardstock. And right now I put a screw on there just for easier attachment, but this will be glued on in a minute here. So when this goes in, looks like that, and I think it's pretty cool. And then the last thing to do for this is, of course, to paint it. So this thing is a bunch of different colors. It's some blues, some oranges, some blacks, all different things. Just look at the picture, and it's gonna be pretty detailed, so I might do some masking off, but I also do some hand painting on this thing to try to make it look as good as possible. So yeah, all right, we are finally on to the final piece of this costume, and the coolest part of this costume, and that would be Boba Fett's helmet. So I'm gonna start with this bowl. I found a bowl that fits the size of my head nicely, and then we can make a different, you know, face plate in front of it, but we're gonna start with the bowl. And as you see, it's got this ugly rim on it, which does not work for Boba Fett, so we're gonna have to chop that off. Now I'm gonna be using a rotary tool. Be sure to exercise caution when using one of these rotary tools. Always wear safety goggles and have an adult help you if you're a kid. Let's get started. All right, the lip has been cut off. I tried to smooth out this top part a little more. It's not gonna be totally dome shaped, but it's a little bit better. And then I covered up where the handle part was with some tape, and I think it's pretty good now. So let's add a faceplate. All right, so for the faceplate, I'm first going to be doing just a ring entirely around out of some EVA foam. All right, I've got this. I'm hoping this will kind of work. Oh God, it's the Batman helmet all over again. Okay, well, if I just glue it near the top there, I'm thinking I can actually fit in it. So I'm gonna try to make it work. It might not be totally wearable, but I'm gonna glue this inside the helmet now. As is, I'm gonna use some contact cement. All right, so now that this is glued in place, as you can see here, I'm just trying to eyeball it, mark it out, make it as symmetrical as possible, to just kind of cut it at the bottom and angle it. It's kind of angled going from his jaw back, and then it's just straight near the back. So just eyeball it. I'm not gonna give you measurements because this is specific to my head, and yeah. All right, so now that this whole bottom part is mostly done, we are ready to do some of the detail parts on this. So for those, I'm gonna use some more thinner foam here and try to make the front of the faceplate. All right, after that is done, it's time to bust out the Dremel tool one more time and then just smooth and bevel down some of these edges to make it more accurate. All right, and that is pretty much done. I've got the antenna here and the other part over here. It's looking pretty awesome right now. It still needs the black face area there, but we'll do that after we paint. All right, our Boba Fett helmet is now painted. Well, painted green. We now are going to do some of the detail painting, like the red up front and just different things around the helmet. And I'm just going to be using those with some basic craft paint. Alright, one final touch, because I forgot about it. For his little cape that he's got that goes off to the side there, I've just got this nice piece of some light green fabric here. It looks pretty cool, and I might cut it and just put it like that. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you have any questions on this costume, as well as your requests for future costumes, make sure to leave them in the comments section down below. New videos come out here on this channel every other Saturday, so make sure to subscribe. I'm Dave, and I'll catch you guys next time here on The Costume Kid. And thanks to Jamie for coming out and being Han Solo.